Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I'm back with another episode of Road to Ranked where I climb the online VGC 20 ladder and provide live commentary as I go. In the last couple of episodes, we've been using a team with Physical Goodra and Gigantamax Lapras. We'll be playing a couple more games with it today, and let's just jump right into things. I didn't really get to bring Goodra at all yesterday, so the goal was really to prioritize that in today's episode. So we'll see how things go, as we're up against a really cool team for the first game today. My opponent has both Toxtricity and Diggersby, which is pretty interesting. So, let's see. I mean, there is decent reason to bring Goodra. Walls Toxtricity completely. I think the main thing I'm actually really scared of is the Corviknight. Our Corviknight matchup is actually really bad, I think. But we can increase our attack with Max Knuckles. I mean, we just don't do very much damage with Goodra. But my opponent might be anticipating Special Goodra, because Physical Goodra is obviously relatively uncommon. Like, we could actually just lead Incineroar Goodra, which seems weird because normally, like, you want Rabombi, but the main reason I don't want Rabombi here is because of the threat of Whimsicott. So with Incin, I can pressure the Fake Out. I mean, we can pivot with this, so it's not too bad. So I'm thinking Incineroar, Goodra. Man, dealing with this Corviknight, I think, is going to be really bad. I might actually bring Lapras solely for a Parasong endgame. As crazy as that seems. So I want Lapras, and then the question is, who do I want as the last one? Sylveon? I'm still going to bring Rabombi. I want to feature it as much as I can. So we'll see how this goes. I'm definitely shaking things up a little bit. It's not what I normally go with, so we'll see how things play out. But yeah, as always, if you guys enjoy Road Trade, please share your support by leaving a like in the video. I'd really appreciate it. I'm actually going to be streaming. As you'll notice, this video went up a little bit earlier today, and I'll be streaming from 4 p.m. Eastern Time to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So by the time this video goes up, I should be starting my stream in like half an hour. So I hope to see some of you guys there. And question of the day, I've obviously been using a layout for as long as I've been doing Road to Ranked, but I did get a green screen pretty recently. So I'm curious if you guys would rather prefer a layout or a green screen for Road to Ranked. So let me know in the comments below. And I'll have some announcements coming up pretty soon as I wrap up university next week on Wednesday. So they actually lead with Whimsicott Toxtricity, which I gotta say is kind of what I anticipated, so I'm actually very happy about that. Because Goodra walls Toxtricity super hard. So I think turn 1, I'm actually just gonna go for a Fake Out onto Whimsicott, and Max Knuckle is tempting here. It really is. Because it also gives Incineroar the attack boost, which is actually pretty solid. Yeah, honestly, I think I kind of want to Fake Out into the Whimsicott, Dynamax, and Knuckle into Toxtricity. Let's see how this plays out. Either way... Ooh, Whim switches out. Okay. Into Corviknight. Prim. I don't mind that, honestly, I think. Because, okay, the scary thing here is that we get paralyzed, but Goodra with Assault Vest and its incredibly high special defense actually isn't too worried about this position right now. And I assume Tox Dynamaxes and goes for G-Max Stun Shock onto Incineroar, so 50% chance of getting paralyzed if they are maxing. I could have gone for a Parting Shot, but I like the Fake Out there just to deny a potential turn 1 Tailwind. Although I guess like Whimsicott's almost always protect. Tox actually doesn't max though, interesting. Huh. Snarl, ooh, it's fast too. But, because we're physical, that's actually totally fine with me. Yeah. Throat Spray, okay. Snarl, Throat Spray, interesting. It being faster is kind of a concern, but it's fine. Knuckle actually does solid damage there, I gotta say. I was not expecting that much. Okay, so we're at +1 attack now with both. You can only Dynamax, obviously, one of these two. I don't think you Dynamax the Toxtricity at this point, honestly. I feel like you probably Dynamax Primarina. So I kind of just want to go for a Darkest Lariat into Toxtricity and a Max Overgrowth. Because we brought normal Lapras in the back, one of our win cons in this game is the late game Parasong. Although I guess I should have thought about that a little bit more because we don't have Protect on 3 of the 4 Pokemon we brought. So winning with Parasong might be harder than I expected. That being said, I felt like I needed it for the Corviknight alone because I thought Corviknight, Max Corviknight, would just destroy me in this game. So the fact my opponent hasn't brought it out yet, I guess, is a good start. So we're at +1 attack right now, and we're against 2 special attackers, and we're not paralyzed. Toxtricity won't do very much damage. Obviously, Snarl is irrelevant against both of us here. Prim actually switches out. I wonder if that was a bait. It goes back into Whimsicott, so, I mean, I'll take it, I guess. It's just gonna overdrive. Okay. That's fine. Yeah. I mean, Wom will probably be able to get a Tailwind up this game. So the downside, of course, is that I am slowly wasting my Dynamax turns here, right? That's already 2 turns of MaxCon. Decent damage against Whimsicott. I mean, Wim's probably going to want to Tailwind this next turn. I went for Darkest Lariat because I was thinking Primarina might want to Dynamax there, but that was a great bait by my opponent, I think. Very well played. I'm not sure if +1 Darkest gets the KO here. If not, things will get a little tricky, I think. Okay, nice. Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, once Incineroar gets an attack boost, it's actually kind of a potent threat. So, we've taken the first knockout, right? So now what I'm aiming for is just 1 more KO, and Whimsicott's a pretty easy Pokemon to knock out here, so I'm thinking I might just double up onto that slot to guarantee a knockout this next turn. I mean, I could also just switch Incineroar out for Fake Out, yeah, to reset Fake Out, which also could be worth it, honestly. The problem now is that my opponent will get Tailwind up. Diggersby is coming out. That is pretty scary to see, I think. I think Diggersby probably maxes. That thing's going to give me a lot of trouble, actually, now that I think about it. But I wonder if +1 Overgrowth actually just knocks out. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to Parting Shot the Diggersby and go for an Overgrowth. I'm not sure if Diggersby one-shots Dynamax Goodra. I don't think there's a chance it does KO, does it? You could Moonblast me as well, but I don't think that'll do too much damage. If I get the Parting Shot off, then Diggersby's already at -1 attack. I can bring in Lapras, switch in Incineroar back in. Now it's at -2 attack, KO the Whimsicott and Perish Song. But the problem is that I have Rabombi, which is not really a great late game option here. So yeah, my opponent did end up bringing Corviknight, so something like Mimikyu would have ended up being better here in the back for me. But once again, I felt like Corviknight could just completely destroy me, so I needed to have options against it. Alright, Diggersby is one of the strongest attackers you could really have, so it should be Tailwind, I would guess. I guess you might not even need to Tailwind here, but let's see. Okay. If Goodra survives this and gets the KO onto Diggersby, it's going to be the sickest thing ever. It's going to Max Quake, okay? Yep. On to Incineroar, actually. Okay. I really do think +1 Grassy Terrain boosted Max Overgrowth KOs this Diggersby, but maybe I'm getting a little too excited right now. We're about to find out. It's Life Orb too, right? So it takes Life Orb Recoil. Alright, Goodra. Let's see what you can do here. +1 Max Overgrowth. This is physical Max Overgrowth. Oh, that is one of the most satisfying feelings in the world. Oh my goodness. That was so satisfying. Okay, so Dynamax ends now. My opponent has... It's not over. Like, we still have to be careful, right? Because they have Primarina. But I guess I can just go for Perish Song, actually, right? Because even if you Fake Tears Moonblast, we should survive that, I would think. Maybe that KOs, actually. But we have Lapras with Ice Beam. I don't think we actually even need to go for Perish Song. The scary thing is that we have Thunder, but with Rabombi, we can actually Pollen Puff to heal ourselves. So, are we getting a DC here? Okay, no. Yeah, I think it's actually just safer to Ice Beam in a Whimsicott. You can't KO Goodra. Even with Fake Tears Moonblast, I'm not sure you KO Goodra unless you're Spexed. That might KO. But if you Fake Tears and I knock out Whimsicott, it's a 2-on-1 with Rabombi and Lapras against Primarina. So I think Power Whip and Ice Beam is fine here. Physical Goodra was perfect for us in this matchup. Yeah, okay, there's Fake Tears. But that's fine. I, of course, could have switched Goodra out, but I don't mind trading Goodra for Whimsicott here. I was like, imagine if that survived. Would it have been worth it to switch out? No, because if Whimsicott protects there... although I guess if they have Protect, they would have just gone for a turn 1, right? Yeah. Okay, I guess this is still scary because we don't have 100% accurate moves to knock out this Primarina. Hilariously enough, I have Absorb, which actually does some damage against Prim. But I think Speed Swap is fine. Like, Thunder into Prim. And just Speed Swap into Lapras. You know, Perish Song actually works as a late game option too. Because we know that the Prim is faster than us. But the problem with that You know, we could actually do some pretty funky stuff with Speed Swap, though, because then we can swap the speed of Lapras and Ribombee. So my opponent needs to KO Lapras, but we don't have Protect, so I'm not super confident on that. So I think I'm just going to go for a Thunder and a Speed Swap. Yeah, that seems fine to me. If it is AV Prim, though, I might consider... Oh, wait, I can activate my own weakness policy with Absorb. That's what I should have done. I'll do that next turn. Okay, we hit the Thunder, too, which is nice. But yeah, I totally forgot I could just self-activate the weakness policy here. That doesn't look like AV Prim either. And we get the Paralysis, so that should be game. And the full Paralysis. That was kind of unfortunate, but I don't think it really mattered too much, honestly. Yeah. Just gonna go for the Thunder now and the Absorb. And I actually totally, like, forgot that, like, I could totally just lead Ribombee plus Lapras in games, too. Because I didn't bring Ribombee in the games yesterday, but that's one way to activate the weakness policy as well. Thunder just picks up the 2-hit KO, though. So we were fortunate enough to hit Thunder outside of rain. So that's, what, 49%? So it's about a 50-50 on there, but the odds are obviously a little bit more in my favor because of what you saw. Like, I could just get a Paralysis, and that would just seal up the game instantly. But, yeah, I maybe should have switched out to Goodra there, because Fake Tears Moonblast was, like, a relatively obvious play, but yeah, I totally realized that I should have been going more, like, I also should have just gone for the Absorb instead of Speed Swap, because I don't care that I'm slower than Primarina, because I have Pollen Puff, so if I am, I mean, the Prim should be targeting on the Lapras, you'd imagine, so I actually think it was a misplay to Speed Swap. I think the better play there, I totally forgot about the Self-Absorb, is just go for Absorb and Thunder. I mean, if I just hit that, I win the game instantly, because you saw Thunder was a 2-hit KO, but yeah, the better play is to Absorb Thunder, even if I miss and I take damage, well then I can just Pollen Puff or Speed Swap the following turn. I don't really need Lapras to be faster than the Primarina there, so the odds were in our favor in that endgame anyway, but they would have been more in my favor, I think, if I went for the Absorb. I just totally forgot I had weakness policy. So regular Lapras, honestly, was really good for us in that late game. We're up against a hard Trick Room team here, which is pretty scary, and there's an Escavalier as well, which I'm not a fan of. But we have taught Mimikyu, so I think Mimikyu 100% needs to come out here for this matchup as the lead. Honestly, Physical Goodra is not bad, but it's also not great here. Like, my opponent's really bulky across the board. I don't know. Still want to bring it. I think Lapras is probably the more consistent Maximon in this game, though, because what we can do is just try to prioritize picking up a quick knockout. Once we pick up a knockout, we can just set up Perish Song. We still haven't used Perish Song yet, although it could have worked out in that last game. I'm definitely going with Mimikyu. I don't know who else I want. I think one thing I do have to be very careful of is Snorlax plus Dusclops. I mean, it feels like a mistake to not bring Incineroar. Like, the easy mode is just go Mimikyu, Sylveon, Incineroar, Lapras, but I'm wondering if I can bring Goodra. Because Max Goodra isn't terrible here either, honestly. Alright, I'm going to give it a shot, actually. I'm going to have Goodra. We could just not bring Sylveon, I guess. It's just that Hyper Voice does pretty good damage across the board here. But let's try Incineroar Lapras. Alright, we're trying out new modes of this team today, which is exciting. But I think because, you know, this has Goodra on it, I want to be able to feature it as much as possible. It was the MVP of that last match, 100%, because my opponent was obviously expecting to be special, hence the Snarls, but us being physical allowed us to just dunk on everything. We got the attack boost for Incineroar, but yeah, I could have played that endgame a little bit cleaner, I think, so I'm not happy about how I played those last, like, 2 turns. It's just Incineroar and Dusclops, that's fine. Yeah. Or maybe I should have just led Sylveon, I don't know. I mean, I've got Taunt here, right, so pretty free Taunt onto the Dusclops. It's just that I don't want to Max Goodra here, because these two things aren't really a threat to me right now. But taunting Dusclops is pretty safe. My opponent might read it, but if they do, whatever, it's not the end of the world. I think I'd prefer to switch Goodra out right now into my own Lapras. Yeah, I think that's fine. I guess Incineroar is actually fine to go out into too, because we actually do damage against the Dusclops with Darkest Lariat. So the lead wasn't super ideal. I guess Incineroar Mimikyu is probably just a safer lead for me to go with, because the lead you go with this team is always Incineroar Dusclops, I think, to set up Trick Room, and if not, you could pivot out and have Snorlax Dusclops. But they're going to give me the taunt, which is good. No fake out. But that makes sense because you're expecting me to Dynamax. Parting shot. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, glad I got Goodra out there then. And I think whatever comes in now is going to want to Dynamax, but the thing is, we can taunt it anything. And, I mean, I'm assuming Dusclops goes for a Nightshade here, expecting my taunt or Trick Room, but it might just go for a Trick Room still. So let's see. Mudsdale comes out. Okay, that's fine. Nice. Okay, that's a really good turn 1 then. I'll take that. Let's see. I definitely am parting shotting into the Mudsdale right now, I think. I could even switch Mimikyu out. But I don't want either of these two Pokemon to take damage quite yet. So I think I'd rather parting shot. Going for something like a Play Rough. Play Rough onto the Dusclops and just parting shot. Especially because if Mudsdale Dynamaxes and it eats the attack decrease immediately and it does Dynamax, then it's going to be just doing significantly less damage for the remainder of the game, and we can always swap Incineroar back in as well. So I'm parting shot, I also get a free pivot out. So, yeah, that's not bad. Yeah, I just want to free switch into Goodra or the... I mean, I'd probably Dynamax Lapras in this game, right? I think that's just the safer bet. I went for Play Rough there to cover the option of it switching out. Shadow Sneak doesn't do that much anyway. So free damage onto that's always good. The question is, who do I switch in here? I actually think the answer is Goodra because I don't want Lapras to take any damage. And we could still Dynamax the Goodra, but Physical Goodra could still be worth it here. I don't know, I gotta think. Because we can max Wormwind. It's gonna Knuckle into the instant slot. Oh, if Lapras switched in there, that would have been a weakness policy activation. That's fine, though. I think there's actually another approach we can go with in this game now, which is... It's gonna Nightshade into Mimikyu. Okay, yeah. The other approach we can go with this game now is actually go for Dynamax Goodra. It's one turn of taunt left. What we can do is just switch out into Incineroar, Dynamax Goodra, and go for Max Wormwind. And then Max Wormwind, Darkest Lariat into the Dusclops again the following turn. I think that's fine. Yeah, because like my opponent's already committed to Dynamax to Mudsdale. Lapras is going to definitely beat the Dusclops and the Incineroar, so what I'm going for here is just deny Trick Room, make their Dynamax relatively useless. I guess the one thing I'm scared about here is because it's breaking Swipe Goodra, Max Wormwind is only base 110, so it's pretty weak. So I'm not even sure if 2 Max Wormwinds and a Darkest Lariat get the KO on Dusclops. And if Trick Room goes up, that makes this game significantly more difficult, so yeah. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm honestly not very confident on getting the KO. Like, perhaps I could have maxed Knuckle just to get the attack boost. So then I have +1 attack Goodra and Incineroar going into next turn. Could also expect an ally switch after this turn, but let's see. Either way, I mean, this Mudsdale is not hitting for... Oh, wait. Was that a crit, or do we just really do that much damage? Okay, yeah. I was like, there's no way... But it looked like it was enough where another one plus Darkest Lariat KOs anyway, so yeah. I think we're fine. Yeah, he's going to Quake. That might go out into the Mimikyu slot, but I'm fine if it does. Nope, goes into Goodra. Beautiful. Okay, perfect. I don't care about these boosts right now because Mudsdale is already at -2 attack. Nice. Just going to Nightshade. Yep, that's fine. Okay. So Taunt War is off now. I mean, my opponent could very easily switch the... Yeah, you could switch the Dusclops out into Incineroar here. I do actually think that's my opponent's best play, quite honestly. But I'm still going to Wormwind Darkest Lariat this turn, I think. Just because it's relatively safe. Yeah, like, Mudsdale's really not much of a threat right now. If my opponent does just sack Dusclops, well, they don't have Trick Room, then for the remainder of the game, you can just Perish Song. Which is good. Yeah, they switch out. I could have read that, but I don't think it was worth the risk. Because I wasn't sure a Max Wormwood would KO. So Incineroar comes in, which is, yeah, the safe switch in here. This is still fine, though, I think. Downside is that our physical Goodra gets intimidated. So I could have read that, gone for like a max Knuckle, but I think Worm Winding is always pretty safe there. It's actually not bad damage there still, honestly, but my opponent can probably tell I'm physical now. Yeah, and this Mudsdale's at already -3 attack, which is good. Okay. The other thing is that my opponent could have made a crazy play. It's actually pretty good damage. Is that a crit? Yeah. No Citrus Berry. Not surprising, but should be Max Quake into Incineroar here, I think. But it's at -3 attack. No, actually continues to target Goodra. Okay. So we still have another turn of Dynamax, which is good for us, right? But we are at -1 attack right now with Goodra. Is that leftovers Incineroar? Okay, I gotta say that I was not expecting. But we should be able to deny Trick Root. Like, this is kind of a long, drawn-out game so far, but I think I'm fine with my positioning right now. So I have 1 extra turn of Dynamax. This is at -3 attack already. It's at +2 Spadef, but that's fine, I think. You might fake out the Incineroar, but that's fine as well. So I think I'm just going to Parting Shot here into the Mudsdale and actually go for a Max Knuckle onto the Incineroar. Another Max Wormwind is fine too, right? I mean, Max Knuckle does 190, whereas Max Wormwind does 165. Max Knuckle might KO, actually. Yeah, I don't mind going for another Parting Shot and Max Knuckle. Although, actually, I think you probably switch out the Mudsdale here. Huh, it doesn't switch out. Okay. Let's see if we get this KO. I don't think we do. I think it hangs on with just a bit. Yeah. That's fine, though. The problem now is that, though, you could just switch out Mudsdale the subsequent turn, and that gets rid of all the work I've done against that thus far. Body Press. Ooh, okay. Well, that's fine for now, but that could be a problem later on. I mean, this is probably Assault Vest Mudsdale. Like, normally I play assuming they are, but this makes this Parasong endgame a little trickier, I think. Yeah. So let's see. We're neutral right now with both. I mean, I do have Power Whip. Like, Power Whip does damage, right? Like, I think I want a Parting Shot here. Parting Shot Breaking Swipe is the safest play. Yeah, let's just go for that. Like, Mudsdale's attack becomes -5 after this. Maybe I should have just brought in Lapras and maxed it, though, in this game. Like, because it's very hard for Mudsdale to attack Lapras without activating the weakness policy. So, like, Dynamax Lapras could have just swept through. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I played this game super well. I probably needed a slightly better game plan, but I think my game plan right now is still okay, where I'm still going for a late game Parasong, potentially. Get the Breaking Swipe off here. Okay. Should be Stamina, right? Yeah. Maybe activating Stamina is a mistake here. I guess we're about to find out. Either way, though, this thing can't touch Mimikyu anymore because it's at -5 attack. I guess the problem is that we can't really touch it either. So this Mudsdale actually might still be a really big problem for us. I feel like I should have maxed Lapras in this game, but I didn't want to switch it in and let it take damage. And I might have been just a little bit too scared to pull the trigger, which is my mistake. So let's see. The problem is also that we don't have Protect on anything. Okay, Body Press into Mimikyu, good. Yeah, we don't have Protect on anything, so Parasong is still, like, not a guarantee. It's not a guarantee. I probably should have maxed Lapras in this game. Yeah. Like, instead of bringing out Goodra, I could have just brought out Lapras and maxed it immediately. Okay, Dusclops comes back out, but that's fine. Still don't know the item on Mudsdale, but presumably it's, I don't want to keep attacking it, right? Because if I give it defense boost, that makes Body Press stronger, so I think I'm just going to go for a Shadow Sneak. What's he going to have in the back? I would guess Snorlax or Lapras. Could be a Scavalier, but that's fine because I have Incineroar. I don't know if Life Orb Shadow Sneak KOs here, but I mean, we could Shadow Sneak and Power Whip. Because Power Whip still will do damage against this Mudsdale, right? I guess the problem is actually if this doesn't KO and we miss. Oh. Yeah. Okay, we fortunately hit, though. I feel like, I don't know. I mean, the thing there is that you probably expect the taunt. Okay, so Mudsteel's at -5 attack for the remainder of the game. Body Press is going to go to Goodra, so I think we can just go for Parasong now, actually. Because we finally gotten them down to their last 2 Pokemon. Yeah. So I bring out Lapras, I Parasong. The problem is that I don't have Protect, so I can't cycle through Protects very easily. Yeah, I'm not too happy about how I played this game, I think. We'll see what the last one is. I guess ideally it's like Belly Drum Snorlax. Also, if you want to like attack Lapras, you have to activate the weakness policy. Is that a Scavalier? It's Snorlax. Okay, I think Snorlax is actually what we want to see here, because I think what I would do is just go for Taunt onto Snorlax and Parasong. I have the Taunt because if Snorlax Belly Drums, we just lose the game. Because then you just pick up a one-hit KO and everything. So as much as I'd like to switch an Incineroar for the attack boost, I think, or sorry, the Intimidate, I think it's fine that we don't. So we finally try to go for a Parasong endgame here, which is nice. I don't know about the Power Whip attack that last turn. I guess I didn't have, I mean, Breaking Swipe is a little bit more consistent, but then I give Mudsteel another defense boost, and I really, really didn't want to give it another defense boost. Rock Slide is slightly more accurate, but of course it also gives Mudsteel a defense boost. There's never a reason to Rock Slide unless I'm trying to go for a flinch, but at this point in the game, I don't think I needed it. Okay, so now the question is basically, can we stall out and end this game with the Parasong? This is still scary because my opponent is going to do a fair amount of damage with that Mudsteel with Body Presses. But they're opting to Iron Head. That's going to do no damage. Crunch. Okay, I think that should be the game then. Yeah, Mimikyu hangs on. Good. Okay, so now we've got Parasong going up. It should be a Body Press here. Okay, there's 3 turns of Trick Room, right? I think I actually switched Lapras out. Well, this is actually still scary. So the thing is, like, I have to make sure the speed is in my advantage. And I don't want to just switch an Incineroar into a Body Press. And I think it's relatively unlikely you Body Press Mimikyu, so I think it's relatively switch to switch an Incineroar into that slot. Yeah, and go for a Hydro Pump. Let's see. If my opponent reads this, though, and Body Presses Mimikyu, that would be bad. That would be very bad. In fact, if they do that, do I just lose the game? No, because I could actually Trick Room. Yeah, this Mudsteel's at -6 attack now. We hit the Hydro Pump. This isn't going to do very much. Probably like 30%. A little bit more, actually. Another one KOs. Oh, I did just give it another defense boost, though. Body Press. Okay, until Lapras, yep. Nice, okay, we hang on. Yeah, actually, I think it's better to target Snorlax so I don't give the Mudsteel another defense boost. It's gonna high horsepower. I don't know. That's definitely not KOing. Okay. Okay, I think we should be good here now then. Because what we do now is just fake out into Snorlax. Yeah, I don't actually think we even needed Parasong to win this then, but it was just like a guarantee. Let me see. +2 defense. It's counting down. Yeah, I mean, Snorlax can't beat everything, right? That should be AV Mudsteel, so actually I think just going for Darkest Lariat and Ice Beam wins the game for us here. Yeah, because Snorlax can't knock out both Pokemon after this turn. I was really surprised not to see the Body Press last turn, but I actually guess it makes some sense because my opponent didn't want to activate a weakness policy, but I feel like you have to activate the weakness policy on Lapras at this point in the game. Okay. That might just KO by itself. Okay, nice. Okay. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about how I played this late game. Especially because if I miss the Power Whip, then we probably just lose this game. Taunting could have been safer onto the Dusclops. High horsepower into Insane, but we survived. Nice. And now Parasong just wins this for us. The taunt wears off, but that's fine. Yeah, we just went after this turn. Nice. These are some intense games. Yeah, just Darkest Lariat and Ice Beam. It's fine with me. No matter what, Snorlax obviously faints and we have one Pokemon in the back, so there's no way we could throw this at this point. But yeah, because we didn't have Protect on Mimikyu, Incineroar, or Lapras, this endgame was a little dicier, I would say. That's a lot of damage from Ice Beam. I wonder if that plus Darkest Lariat gets the KO here. Oh no, it's gonna have the berry. Never mind. Figgy berry. Yep. I mean, it was probably Belly Drum Lax. Like it's. I mean, the game was ending this turn anyway, so it's funny to see a disconnect there. But there was no way my opponent can win, obviously, with Parry Song counting down. So, yeah, not bad, not bad. Cool. We take those. Goodra was really good for us today, I think. I'm very happy about how it performed overall. So that was good. And, you know, normally I don't think I've had a 2-game episode in a while. This episode has really been 30 minutes, but, what the heck. I'll play one more game. And I am going to force Goodra. We already taken 2 wins today, so if we take it out, not the end of the world. And I just, Goodra was really solid. I mean, the problem in that last game was that it just didn't do very much damage. Plus, I had to worry about body press. Like, if the Mudseal didn't have body press, then Goodra maxing makes more sense. But it was probably the correct decision to have Dynamax Lapras in that game. I just really wanted to go Goodra. Okay, it's a very hyper-offensive team, but you've got a mix of Trick Room and Tailwind, which is really interesting. How good is Goodra here? It's alright. I mean, the thing about Lapras is that its weakness policy will probably get activated, but I think Goodra is still worth bringing. And I said I was going to force Goodra, so I am bringing it. I could see, like, Whimsicott Braviary being a lead for my opponent. I guess that's actually what scares me the most. Yeah, I'm actually not a fan of that lead at all. Because you can do a fair amount of damage to Goodra. I guess we could just Rockfall, though. Like, if I go Rabombi Goodra, I could just absorb max Rockfall. Alright, we're going to give our trusty Rabombi Goodra lead one final try here. And in the back, who do I want? I feel like Incineroar is still solid here. That might be Banded Rhyperior. Like, there's not much. I guess you could activate your weakness policy with the Anchor. But I think I want Incineroar here. I mean, Sylveon and Mimikyu are both pretty good. My opponent does not have Fairy Resists. I think I like Sylveon a little bit more here because it's bulkier. I don't know. Does my opponent go with the Trick Room route? I feel like Tailwind makes more sense from their perspective. Alright, let's see. Okay. Hope you guys have been enjoying the 3-game episodes, by the way. I've been doing like 3 or 4 games pretty much. When I did Road to Ranked in like the older days, I would do like 2 to 3 games, but I don't know. I enjoy doing it, and it's going to be Braviary and Rhyperior. Interesting. That makes a lot of sense. You know what I want to do? I mean, I feel like you Dynamax Braviary, right? So I'm just worried about Banded Rhyperior, but I honestly wonder if just Max Overgrowth and Absorb gets the KO onto Rhyperior. Problem is if it doesn't Dynamax and it's actually weakness policy, but I feel like that's relatively unlikely, and I feel like you Dynamax Braviary. I guess you could Tailwind with Braviary too. If you Tailwind, then you go before Goodra, I think. Alright, I'm going to go for the Absorb. I just really want to see if I can dunk on a Rhyperior. Okay, that should be Braviary Dynamaxing, right? If it is, this turn is totally fine with me. Is it? Is it totally fine with me? Because then Braviary is going to be speedy. We'll see. I mean, I'll be at +1 attack, and then I can get to +2 attack if I don't get KO'd this next turn. But this was what I was expecting. I'm expecting Choice Band Rhyperior and Dynamax Airstream into Rabombi. You could also Airstream into the Goodra, but I would actually be very okay with that, because then it means I could Pollen Puff next turn. I guess then the question is how fast the Rhyperior is. Does it outspeed Goodra at +1 speed? It honestly might, because I feel like it's banned max speed, max attack Rhyperior. That would be my guess. Okay, this should definitely KO Rhyperior. I'm just worried about Focus Sash now. Yep, there's the Airstream. Into Rabombi, yep. That's fine. Maybe Mimikyu would have been worth it solely for Disguise to deal with Braviary. I don't know. Okay, Life Orb. Yeah, he's faster. Okay. I mean, that's fine. I think, yeah, that's definitely banded. Maybe that's not fine. I should have brought Mimikyu in, I think. Yeah, that did way too much damage for it to not be banded, I think. I could have gone for Speed Swap turn 1. I don't know. I like the Absorb play, but maybe Absorb max Rockfall into Braviary is better. I just don't know if that picks up the KO. I can't really bring Incineroar, so I think I have to bring Sylveon. Yeah, maybe Mimikyu over Incineroar would have been better. But I kind of felt like I needed Incineroar for the other attacker, like Dhelmise Rhyperior. What's coming in here? Ninetales. Now the question is, do you just KO Goodra? You might. Yeah, but I don't really have counterplay here. I think I just go for Rockfall into Braviary. And, Hyper Voice. Braviary actually really messed me up in this game. Mainly because, like, Incineroar is normally my answer against physical attackers, but because Braviary is Defiant, I couldn't lead with it very easily here. But I think Mimikyu... Nah, if I had Mimikyu, would that have worked out much better? I mean, you double up onto Goodra here for sure. Oh! Wait, that one-shots? Okay, I was not expecting that. That's so strong, jeez. I thought we'd survive that with at least a little bit of HP, but we should survive an attack from the, Yeah, we should survive a Blizzard here. Okay, hopefully no freeze. Alright, this is still doable then. I thought my opponent would just double up onto Goodra, and I thought that would end the game up for me. Let's see if this KOs. Oh, so close. So close. If that KO'd, I honestly would have said we had a very good chance of winning. It's not over. What do I do now? I bring in Incineroar. You just max guard Braviary though, I think, if you're smart. You should max guard it. I don't have priority. Man, if I didn't expect Airstream to... It was Life Orb though. Sylveon's defense isn't very good, so I shouldn't have been so surprised by that. If it's Life Orb, this should have max guard. Safe play is to max guard, maybe switch out Ninetales. Wait, that's Goggles Ninetales. What the heck? Oh, no. Grassy Terrain healed it back. Never mind. Like, my hope is for Fake Out to KO, but I think you just max guard Braviary if you want to play it safe. So, is there any way I win if they max guard? Because I could pick up a KO onto the Ninetales slot. I wish I did just a little bit more damage onto Braviary. That sucks. We have Rockfall. Nothing in the back really takes a Rockfall. Okay, I guess I have to hope for them to mess up here and not max guard Braviary. Okay, the switch out there is obvious. It might be Rotom coming in. Yeah, I could have Overgrowth there too. He didn't max guard. It's gonna hang on with 1 HP. We crit the Fake Out too. Oh, what are we doing? We can't Fake Out a Maxmon. Where, I mean, I guess I was hoping Fake Out would just KO there, but yeah. I blundered a bunch in this game. This Braviary was really problematic. And the Choice Band Rhyperior, I even called it in team preview, but it still wasn't enough. So what did I need to do better that game? The lead was the problem, I think. Was it a problem? I could have just absorbed Max Rockfall into Braviary. That also might have been the move. Yeah, Band Rhyperior just does too much damage, and I can't intimidate the Rhyperior. I don't know. I feel like my opponent's team just matched up a little bit better against me. The Incin is really hard to force. Sylveon, I mean, I was thinking Mimikyu mainly because I could get a Life Orb play rough. Like, Dynamax Goodra was actually still really good in this game. The only thing... Well, I mean, there are two problems. The first one being Rhyperior being actually pretty speedy, enough to outspeed us after an Airstream. I gambled there a little bit too, because I was like, okay, if you're not fast enough, then we can actually just pick up the KO. Dynamax Lapras, I guess, could have been the approach, where I could have led Max Lapras. Yeah. What I could have, like, I think if I were to replay that, no, it's tricky because I can't just say I'm going to go Trick Room, right? Because my opponent has Dhelmise and they have Taunt as well, probably, because I think they had a Whimsicott on that team composition. So, yeah, Braviary Excadrill was just really, really powerful. I mean, in the end there, I didn't really have too much of a play. I was hoping Fake Out, yeah, with the crit could KO Braviary, but it hung on. If it crits there, I actually think there is a chance we win. What we needed to do, though, was read the Ninetales switching out, so I should have Overgrowth into Ninetales there, because it's not like it's ever going to stay in, right? So what we needed to do, I mean, even with the crit, you saw we didn't KO the Braviary, but at least that gives us a shot. But yeah, I think that matchup was just kind of tough, honestly. I could have... Actually, I do want to do a calc real quick. Because if we KO the Rhyperior with Overgrowth without the +1 attack, then I think it's worth it to just speed swap. So I'm curious about that. Because I think that might have been the play then. It's a roll. Yeah, it's not a favorable roll either, so no, I don't think that was worth it. I guess unless he had no bulk. If he has no bulk, it's still not a guaranteed KO. It's like a 50-50 basically. So yeah, I should have led better, I guess, but I don't think about what is a better lead against that. Either way though, those were some fun games, so I hope you guys enjoyed. Goodra comes out in all of them, so I'm happy about that. As always, if you guys enjoyed, please share support by leaving a like. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you guys at my stream in just a little bit. Alright, peace.